everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having a fantastic week. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I want to take you guys around one of my favorite places to hang out in Denver, Colorado, and that is Fairmount Cemetery. So come on, let me go show you around. The Fairmount Cemetery opened in 1890 in Denver, Colorado, and is located off of South Quebec Street. It is the second oldest cemetery in Denver, Colorado, right after Riverside. Here at Fairmount, you can see a variety of different gravestones that range from the rich and the poor, from the young to the old, those who lived and died in the 1800s, to those who may have just recently passed. Here at Fairmount, you'll find a variety of different grave markers, including mausoleums, upright headstones, and flat headstones. In between the grave markers, you'll find beautiful plants and trees scattered throughout. The cemetery also houses a chapel, as well as an area for our honored veterans. Let's see what else we can find here at Fairmount Cemetery. When you first pull in, you'll see a number of parking lots, so parking is easy peasy here, which is great because no one likes difficult parking. As you walk up, you will see a chapel in front of us, and that is called the Little Ivy Chapel, which we'll get a better view here in a second. As you can see, if you don't want to walk around, you are more than welcome to drive your car throughout the cemetery. It's paved pretty much all the way, unlike some cemeteries, which you have to kind of drive off on the dirt. So that's kind of nice if you don't feel like walking around. So here's a sign for the Fairmount, kind of broadcasting what they offer here: mortuary, cemetery, crematory, etc. And you can give them a call if you so need the help from them. Apologies in advance for the audio. You will hear a mixture of me doing a voiceover, as I'm doing now, as well as some live audio, but some of the audio sounds like crap. So there you go. So now we're walking up to the Little Ivy Chapel, and as you can see, it is very Gothic inspired. There are a lot of buttresses. Gotta love the buttresses. Buttresses. Fun word, I gotta say. There is some amazing windows, just some amazing architecture. Yes, lovely. Mwah. Now we're at the front of the chapel where the main doors are. I quite like the entrance. It is a very elegant, sophisticated, looks classy. I enjoy all the very, very, very tiny details that are above the doorway. As you can see here, there's like flowers and plants all the way across. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the chapel. So this says Little Ivy Chapel. The Ivy Chapel, built in 1890 when Fairmount was opened, designed by Harry T.E. Windle in the French Gothic architectural style of the 13th century. This is also a landmark in the city and county of Denver. Here's like a little informational plaque on the Fairmount. Not gonna read it because it's way too long. To the left of the chapel, if you're standing by the front doors, you will find this lovely little mausoleum of M. Barth. This mausoleum is one of my favorites that you can find at the Fairmount Cemetery because it is heavily ancient Egyptian inspired. As you can see, the columns resemble the lotus columns you can find in Egypt, and the front doors of this mausoleum have what seems to be papyrus reeds on them. Another reason I wanted to point this particular mausoleum out to you is because it's very easy to find in the Fairmount Cemetery. So if you do go there, make sure to check this one out. Oh god, I'm gonna trip over a twig. Honestly, I love this cemetery because I could spend hours here just roaming around looking at everyone's different and unique tombstones.
I like how this one has what looks to be flowers on the corners, or maybe some sort of plant, and it's like a really old, torn up looking paper scroll. Like, how cool is that? Got a cool ball dome thing up top. This looks like marble. That's fancy.
Look at that detail. The flowers.
honestly really like this one because it's kind of lopsided. I don't know if it was originally like that. I kind of doubt it, but I love that it's lopsided now.
I'm hunting for a cool tombstone. I think I spotted one. I think I spotted a cool one I have not seen before. I have not walked this far over this way. We're going on a hunt to look at this cool gravestone. Okay, you ready for it? You ready for it? I don't think you're ready for it. Here's my first favorite tombstone I have encountered. It kind of reminds me of Snow White. On the top you can see a fleur-de-lis style roof to it, and it just gives me Snow White wishing well vibes. Do you feel me there? The one actually right next to it is this one. I quite enjoy this one because it has a very somber looking woman sitting on top of this gravestone. She is incredibly detailed, and the way the clothing drapes is very beautiful. The tombstone itself reads, "He giveth his beloved sleep." I am a sucker for any tombstones that have a saying on them, and then on the bottom you can see the last name Philby. Next is this one. It features a tombstone with a baby as well as one with a sheep. I do really like these ones, but they do make me sad at the same time because that means a baby has died. But they are very beautiful in their own right. This one I ended up recording because it was just an R. I don't know why just an R, but here it was just an R. And I was drawn to it because my name is Rachel. This one I love because it says our chum on it. I love that. Our chum. Here you can see another set of baby tombstones. Both of these feature a sheep on the headstone itself. They are both beautifully carved, and like the one of the baby before, this seems to be a popular image for babies who have died to have little lambs on their tombstone. I don't know why this is popular, but I am very interested to know if anyone does know why lambs are popularly featured in the 1800s and 1900s on children's tombstones. Here you can see a bench with the last name Silver. I just really liked how it was a bench. So if you were part of the family, you could sit on the bench and kind of hang out with your family, if that makes sense. These ones I also thought were very, very cool because on the sides of each tombstone actually features where they were born, which you don't see very often. So on this one, it says born Fort Wayne, North Dakota. And then I go to a different one here, which you can see a little bit better because the grass isn't as high. And it says, come on, Rachel, go down. Born in Lincoln, Nebraska. You don't commonly see where people were born, and I wish they featured this on tombstones more often. I wanted to feature this tombstone because I don't see very many flat markers that I actually like. This one had some very beautiful detailing, and then I also like this one because the statue is headless, which that might be offensive to the Paladinos, but I honestly thought that was really cool. Okay, so I was walking trying to take a thumbnail picture, which is very hard to do by yourself, and I came across this tombstone where they don't have an end date, but you'll see why it's weird in a second.
We got Baker. But no one put an end date for her, unless she's still living, which would be incredible.
These are the final clips I wanted to share with you guys. I am showing you some panoramic views of the cemetery. This one is of a little snippet of the veterans area of the cemetery. Here are some mausoleums lined up in a row, kind of like little houses. I also wanted to make note in this clip that you can see just how much foliage is in the cemetery. It's quite beautiful, actually. And then here are just one final sweeping clip of all the different shapes and sizes of tombstones that they have in the cemetery. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed seeing and learning about Fairmount Cemetery. I have no idea if this was an interesting video for you guys or anything like that, but I really hope it was. Hope it was interesting for anybody out there who also loves seeing the different cemeteries that exist around the world or around the US, and just gave you some insight into a little bit of Colorado history. And I feel like you can learn a lot from the gravestones that are here. As we all saw, this gravesite wasn't really built until 1890, and that really showcases just when Colorado started becoming popularized, or is that the right word? Yeah, but when Colorado really started getting a population growth, you don't really find many gravestones from the 1700s or earlier. It's all people from the 1800s or later. Hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. Hopefully it was interesting and not boring. I've never done anything like this before, but I just really wanted to show you guys one of my favorite places to go in Colorado. I hope you guys are having an awesome yet spooky week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!